Ja, genießt die Mahlzeit mit Hypatia. Nach dem Essen erzählst du dir von einem Erlebnis, als du mit
Even
Irminsul
though
verbunden
everything you
warst.
mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time.
Oh, aber war halt schon immer special.
It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the Academia even lauded me as a genius.
Ach, deswegen darf sie weiter noch rumwandeln. Ihrer unfassbaren Sorglosigkeit.
You should know that some researchers spend their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
Irgendwie gibt diese ganze Sache so ein bisschen Avatar-Vibes, ne? Also ich meine jetzt den Film Avatar. Aber vielleicht auch nur, weil aktuell Avatar 2 versucht wird zu hypen ohne Ende.
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Ruka Devata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Ja, ja. Ich verstehe gar nichts.
That's all right. I'm sure you'll come to a clearer understanding as you remain in Sumeru.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experienced a sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. It appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Okay, das ist gut zu wissen, schätze ich.
Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
Klingt ungesund.
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies.
Klingt, als müssten sie sich mal mit Mona unterhalten.
Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact.
Danke, das klingt so witzig, weil If only my perception wasn't so limited. Klingt auch, als hätte sie einfach Empfangsprobleme mit ihrem Handy.
I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself.
Das ist ja wie wenn in Fantasy-Welten Leute so die verbotenen Werke lesen, also die Elder Scrolls oder was war's nochmal bei Herr der Ringe.
That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Oh, und wir sind einfach so reingestolpert.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects.
Sowas gibt's im Dschungel?
However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Wie?
Oh, is that true?
Das ist ja irgendwie schade.
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do.
Deswegen, Yaranara bevorzugen ja irgendwie die Kinder, ne?
The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical.
Also ich erinnere mich an den Traum, den ich gesehen habe, weil dieser Traum war wirklich völlig durcheinander.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again.
Dafür, die sie so verbunden zu sein scheinen, mit irgendwie allem ihrer ganzen Welt und so, haben sie doch scheinbar ziemliche Blockaden, ne?
Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be.
Was soll denn an Träumen schlecht sein? Außer wenn man
Just be sure not to speak of this
Angstzustände
if
hat
you
oder
travel
sowas.
to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself. World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life, I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
Nun, vielen Dank und wir wünschen dir natürlich viel Erfolg auf deinem Wege.
There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
Ha. Schön, dass immerhin das gut
Now that we know
ankommt.
Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Zurück zu Gandhara. Gibt's noch abschließende Worte?
Heading out, I see? If there's anything else you'd ever like to ask about, you know where to find me.
Dann fangen wir mal an mit den Träumen.
Even though that little neighbor of mine was able to induce a state of dreaming, I doubt they were able to control the actual contents of the dream.
Oh. Das heißt, es war wirklich dann ein Traum, den Ether hier hat. Und vermutlich zumindest so in der Art und Weise häufiger hat. Ja. Das ist eine unschöne Vorstellung.
The end of your dream seemed quite terrifying. Perhaps there's something that's troubling you deep inside?
Deswegen klang das alles so absurd. Also seine tiefste Furcht ist, dass er seine Schwester ihn komplett vergessen hat oder, na schlimmer noch, quasi überhaupt nicht wiedersehen will. Ne?
Not to worry, though. I'm sure you'll be able to handle whatever comes your way in the real world. As someone from Sumeru who cannot dream, I needn't ever worry about nightmares. But lately, I've started to feel that I'm somehow missing something without dreams. It's a little hard to explain. Heading out, I see? If there's anything else you'd ever
Ja,
like to
mein
ask
Sohn.
about, Sumeru researchers use Spiritborn Ale to assist them in connecting with Irminsul to extract knowledge from it. Though the process can be risky, we believe that the knowledge gained is worth it. Unfortunately, I cannot help you understand your dream. At least not yet. I'm still learning how to attune to the depths of Irminsul myself. I hope that I'll be able to ascend past Satyavada life and gain deeper insights. Heading out, I see? If there's anything else
Und die
you'd ever like to
wundersamen
ask about.
Nachbarn.
I've heard local children here in the rainforest speaking of fairy-like creatures. But I'm from Sumeru City, and have never heard of such things when I was a child. Perhaps this is because I had a very strict upbringing. My parents would seldom allow me to play with other children. I doubt they'd ever believe me if I told them about my little neighbor out here. And speaking of my little neighbor, I think they can somehow sense when Tighnari is coming to visit me. I've noticed on several occasions that as they're playing under the trees, they'll suddenly tense up and scamper away for no apparent reason. Shortly after they do this, Tighnari always shows up here.
Interessant aber. Wenn Signal zu einer alten Rasse gehört, die mit dem mit der höheren Herren zu tun hatte. Und die kleinen Einzelmänner haben ja auch offenbar mit der zu tun. Müssen sie sich da nicht verstehen?
Perhaps I should ask Tighnari about this the next time I see him. Heading out, I see? If there's anything
auf
else,
Wiedersehen.
take care. Do remember to come visit anytime you're in the area. I would be happy to chat with you.
Ja, hat sich doch deutlich gewendet. Zu einer angenehmen Bekanntschaft. Wir gehen nach da oben. Ist das dann... Ich habe das jetzt nicht gesehen. Das muss ja dann Signaris Haus sein, ne? Nehme ich mal an.
Think about it, Tighnari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the
Oh
sand.
no. Das sind wieder die Staubsaugerverkäufer, die Spendensammler, die Zeugen Jehovas.
I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Ghulam. Let's at least listen to Tighnari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Tja, zu schade. Ihr habt bereits Probleme gemacht.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tighnari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
Was läuft hier für ein Spiel?
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Fantastisch.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tighnari, but you...
So be it. Come, Ghulam, we're leaving.
Immerhin gehen sie. Ich hoffe, die greifen nicht auf mafiöse Machenschaften zurück. Wie sie uns hinterher schauen, ey. Müssen die nicht total interessiert an uns sein?
What was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
Hervorragend.
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us, too.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short, and most of my acquaintances are researchers. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Amorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Ask also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Cool, dass er zu solchen Längen greift, um uns zu helfen.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord
The
Rukkhadevata.
Academia.
Some say that this very item is the basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Er kann sie verständlicherweise nicht sehr gut leiden, diese Akademie.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! But wait, before that...
Verabschieden wir uns natürlich nochmal von Kolai.
That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing. She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Oh,
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go!
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
gut auch. Hey, so können wir nicht gehen. Also erstmal das hier. Okay. Der gleiche Kram wie immer.
Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of Gandharvaville. You should be able to find her there.
Nochmal über Kolai.
Don't you worry about Kale. I'll look after her. I'll find a way to understand the relationship between the withering and her disease. Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of Gandharva. It seems there's a major project underway at the Academia, and my master has also joined the effort.
Irgendwas sagt mir, dass er sich mit seinem Mentor nicht so gut versteht.
But I can't afford to leave Gandharvaville now. Things are not going well here in the rainforest, and Kale needs someone to watch over her. Besides, I was never one for all the pomp and circumstance of life at the Academia. Given that my master hasn't come to give me an earful personally, tells me that my presence is not as sorely needed as they make it out to be. In fact, the letter he sent to me was uncharacteristically polite. Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of
Dann
Gandharvaville.
auf
Farewell,
Wiedersehen.
traveler.
Und vielen Dank für die ganze Hilfe. Komisch, dass er das nicht von sich aus sagt. Es ist ein... Das ist ein Säbel. Von da hinten sah es aus wie ein Katzenschwanz und ich dachte schon, das wäre ein Khajiit. Aber das wäre ein bisschen urheberrechtlich problematischer. Da ist sie ja.
I've been waiting for you two. Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Pass gut auf dich auf, aber wir kommen natürlich auch wieder.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to... And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend. not some girl that needs your sympathy.
Ach Mann.
But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another. There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us.
Schön gesagt, Paimon.
We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you. Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you. Oh? What is it? It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a little, messy, so please don't laugh.
Das ist eine nette Geschichte. Also weil sie so viel verpasst hat in ihrer Kindheit, ist sie dabei, noch richtig lesen und schreiben zu lernen. Und sie hat auch Kontakt, oder, ja doch, genau, zu diesen Aranara, zu diesen kleinen Heinzelmännern. Und in dem einen Event, was ich schon mal angerissen hatte, findet man Geschichten die nur von einem Kind stammen könnten, weil sie voller Fantasie sind und eine krakelige Handschrift haben. Aber es waren eigentlich Collays Niederschriften in einem kleinen Baumstumpf, das sie als ihre Burg bezeichnet hat. Eine ganz nette Geschichte also.
Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little peanuts.
Also im Gegensatz zu den
whenever
meisten
and
anderen
wherever.
Sumeranern hat sie sich die Fähigkeit zu träumen beibehalten.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville.
Das auf jeden Fall.
Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Na schön. Rezept Taschenfladen.
I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the Dendro Archon there.
Nochmal, wie geht's
I'm
jetzt?
much better now. I'll be back on patrol again starting tomorrow. Even though I'm not quite ready to help Master clear the Withering Zones yet, there is still plenty of other tasks for me to handle.
Na schön.
Oh, and Traveler? If you ever see Amber again during your travels, please don't mention my illness to her, okay?
Was hat sie noch gleich gelernt, was das Wichtigste ist in der Freundschaft, Offenheit oder so ähnlich? Na gut, machen wir erstmal nicht.
Amber knows about my case of Elazar and what's happened in my past.
Ach so.
I haven't told her about my condition getting worse.
Ah, okay, verstehe.
I guess I just don't want her to worry about me. If the need arises, I'll tell her about it myself.
Ja, ist eigentlich sehr umsichtig. Amber wäre die Art von Person, die sich dann wirklich übermäßig Sorgen machen würde.
Alright, we understand, Kale. I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the
Und
Dendro
nochmal
Archon
wegen
there.
den Taschenfladen, vielen Dank.
Kinda hard to believe that Master Tainari can cook, isn't it? His culinary techniques are very polished, but his taste is a little, unusual. It's not really his fault, though. He just has a sensitive tongue and nose, so he prefers much lighter flavors. The last time I went a little too heavy on the spices for my pita pockets, Master started having a sneezing fit. Of course, I never heard the end of it after that.
Kann man sich
I
vorstellen.
hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru
Auf
City.
Wiedersehen,
and get to
Colette.
see you later. Be sure to come back often. Even though Master didn't admit it, I'm sure he wants to see you again.
Ja. Dann sage ich auch an dieser Stelle erstmal auf Wiedersehen, nämlich bis zur nächsten Folge, wo wir uns dann endlich auf den Weg nach Sumeru begeben. Und das wird ganz aufregend, denn ich hatte schon mal einen kleinen Sneak Peek und Sumeru sieht sehr interessant aus. Also freut euch drauf und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und dass wir uns beim nächsten Mal wiedersehen. Bis dahin, ciao. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Genshin Impact, wo wir uns jetzt endlich auf den Weg nach Sumeru machen. Wir haben ja hier unsere Geschäfte in Gandharvaville abgeschlossen. Nach der letzten Aufnahme habe ich mir nochmal die Genshin-Comics angeschaut und es ist tatsächlich so, dass Colette diese Krankheit von klein auf hatte. Und die verzweifelten Eltern hatten sie dann an die Fatui übergeben, die dann auch so eine Art Heilmittel hatten. Nur hat es die Krankheit nicht wirklich geheilt, sondern eher unterdrückt. Allerdings war es nicht einfach irgendeine Medizin, sondern ein Serum oder eine Essenz von einem toten Archon. Und er drohte dann Colettes Bewusstsein zu ersetzen, langsam aber sicher. Er hat sich zudem von ihrem Pass genährt und die sind geschürt. Und ja, war ganz furchtbar. Bin da also auf guten Nährboden gestoßen. Die arme K03 wurde ja von der ganzen Welt quasi ausgestoßen und schwer misshandelt. Dass jetzt überhaupt so fröhlich sein kann, das haben wir erfahren. Verdankt sie ganz allein Amber und den anderen offenherzigen Mondstädtern. Ja, das hatte ich so im Detail nicht mehr auf dem Schirm gehabt, war ja 2 Jahre her, dass ich mir die angeschaut hatte, aber auch nach dem zweiten Mal anschauen kann ich sehr empfehlen, die Genshin Impact Comics. Jetzt aber hier in Sumeru. Und das sieht schon mal ziemlich cool aus. Die ganze Stadt ist mal wieder um einen Baum rumgebaut, ähnlich schon wie Gandhara will. Nur diesmal ein richtig großer Baum.
Sumeru City! We finally made it! Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
Ja, die haben diese komischen Blättergeräte an ihren Ohren, ne?
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Pana, ein Mahamata. Ja, gut erblickt. Wir sehen auch definitiv so aus, als kämen wir nicht von hier.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha.
Bitte was?
But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device.
Akasha? Wie diese dämlichen Akasha-Säulen auf einmal so für 5000 Euro, die einem vor Chemtrails bewahren?
Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge.
Ah, also hier eine etwas wirklichere Sache.
After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal.
Ich kann diesen Namen trotzdem nicht wirklich ernst nehmen. Schaut euch mal, wenn ihr mal wirklich lachen wollt, dann schaut euch mal auf Amazon Akasha-Säulen an. Es ist, irgendwann hat Kronk darauf auch mal hingewiesen in irgendeinem Stream und seitdem sind die Rezensionen von den Dingern zum Wegschmeißen wirklich herrlich.
As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
Geile Kamerafahrt.
I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
Ah ja, ist also hier schon 5G ausgebaut. Auf dem Land hat man dann wahrscheinlich auch 4G.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one upon arrival.
Das ist ja cool.
Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
Also jetzt haben wir das Internet von Sumeru freigeschaltet, oder wie?
It kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Oh, says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Let's give it a try.
Jawohl, erstmal googeln hier. Meeting mit
May the mighty
Lesser
God
Lady
bless us
Kusanagi.
with their voice of wisdom.
Möge die Göttin mir gewähren, ihrer weisen Stimme zu lauschen. Cool, jetzt haben wir auch so ein... Sogar Paimon.
Whoa. Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it. Oh,
ist ja wie
that'll come in
Cyberpunk
real
hier.
handy.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Danke, ey. Was, sie geben echt einfach so an die Besucher diese tollen Geräte raus?
Now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Let Paimon try.
Stell dir vor, kommst nach Berlin und kriegst erstmal ein iPhone in die Hand gedrückt. Nice.
500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Paimon doesn't sense anything.
Scheint wohl nicht so einfach zu sein.
Kasha didn't
Bei uns auch
respond to
nicht.
Paimon's question. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it.
Ist ja furchtbar. Ich hasse das Gefühl.
Ugh. Paimon's brain is exhausted.
Vielleicht können wir über einen Umweg auf die Antwort stoßen.
Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
Vielleicht erstmal Informationen zur höheren Herrin Ruka Devata. Ich sehe viele leuchtende Punkte vor meinem inneren Auge. Ich müsste innehalten und sie sorgfältig analysieren, um herauszufinden, was sie sind. Ich spüre aber auch Liebe, Sehnsucht, Nostalgie, Traurigkeit, Unruhe und ähnliches in mir aufkommen. Vermutlich sind das alles Gefühle, die die Menschen in Sumeru der Göttin gegenüber empfinden.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really missed their Archon.
Das ist echt interessant und das nach 500 Jahren, ne? Einfach weil sie so eine, ja, unfassbar riesiges Erbe hinterlassen hat. Mit dem ganzen Regenwald und dem Wissen, dass er direkt mit den Fluss der Elemente verbunden ist, ne? Dann vielleicht generell erstmal die niedere Herrin Kusanali. Einige neue Erkenntnisse kommen auf, insgesamt deuten sie aber nicht auf viel mehr als das, was wir schon zuvor kannten.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
Nun denn. Dann, warum will die Akasha diese Frage nicht beantworten? Es entsteht ein vages Gefühl, dass Akasha nicht bedingungslos auf jede Anfrage antwortet. Und selbst wenn die gleiche Frage gestellt wird, entspricht das erhaltene Wissen von Akasha der Identität, Alter, Erfahrung und so weiter des Fragenden.
Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Würde Sinn ergeben, ist ja wahrscheinlich sensible Information, ha?
Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher that Tainari recommended.
Ja, gut, dann machen wir das
He's
mal.
from Sumeru and even has a position in the academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha.